Kobe passed in early 2020, Vanessa did what any mother, any wife with a shattered heart would try to do: protect her girls. She packed up memories, held back tears, and moved into what was supposed to be a sanctuary. A $10 million Mediterranean-style mansion tucked high in the Newport Coast Hills, where the sunsets feel like they are on fire and the breeze carries salt from the Pacific. To the public, it looked like healing. But inside, that home held more pain than peace. The entryway alone made you pause. A sweeping staircase curled beneath a crystal chandelier that Kobe had picked out himself. He had called it Vanessa's Light. The marble floors reflected soft gold from the sun, but they were often quiet, too quiet, the kind of quiet that doesn't feel peaceful, just heavy. The living room was staged like a magazine, with plush couches, curated art, and a custom fireplace. But if you looked closely, you'd notice the untouched coffee table books and the family photos that hadn't been changed in years. Gianna's favorite framed photo still rested on the mantle, but the biggest shock came when the estate was being prepped for a redesign after Vanessa had sold it. Workers started peeling back layers of the house, removing paneling and opening walls for rewiring. In the study, one contractor noticed something odd. A section of the built-in shelving didn't sit flush against the wall. When they tapped it, the wood gave a hollow sound. Curious, they pried it open and found a concealed compartment hidden behind the cabinet. A locked drawer hidden in the back of a built-in cabinet in the study. Not labeled, not obvious. Almost like someone didn't want it found. Inside were letters, hundreds of them. Most were written in Kobe's handwriting, some dated as far back as 2003. There were notes scribbled on hotel stationery, post-its from game nights, birthday cards that were never given. But among them were pages that hit like a punch to the gut. Messages to his daughters in case he was ever not around, notes titled, "For Vanessa, if something happens." That was the bad part. Not a scandal, not secrets, but raw, unfiltered heartbreak. There were letters describing the kind of men he hoped his daughters would marry. A note about teaching Bianca how to ride a bike. A list of Capri's favorite lullabies. And at the bottom of the stack, a sealed envelope with one line written on the front, "For V on our 30th anniversary." They never got there. And here's where it gets even more devastating. There was also a tiny box tucked inside, wrapped in tissue, containing a charm bracelet. Each charm represented a milestone: birthdays, Gigi's tournaments, and their wedding anniversary. The final charm was a gold 24 engraved with Kobe's handwriting, a gift he never got to give. There was also one particular letter that hinted at something haunting. It was also in Kobe's handwriting. The way the owner reacted while reading it gave the other people in the room a clue that it was something bad. What followed was so raw, so eerily timed, that the new owner reportedly left the house in tears before calling Vanessa. No one knows if Vanessa ever saw that drawer while Kobe was still alive. Some believe she left it untouched on purpose. Others think it was simply forgotten, until now. The new owners, shaken, reached out to Vanessa immediately. They didn't touch a thing. Everything was returned. Because this wasn't about property anymore. It was about the weight a home can carry. To most people, the Newport Coast estate was a dream. To Vanessa, it was perhaps a beautiful cage filled with echoes. The laughter that used to bounce off those vaulted ceilings had faded into silence. The backyard, with its infinity pool and built-in cabana, looked perfect, but even the warmth of the California sun couldn't melt the kind of grief that lived in that house. She eventually moved again, quietly. No press, no grand listing. She needed something smaller, softer. Somewhere her daughters could just be kids without the ghosts in the hallways. So what did that one haunting letter found at Vanessa Bryant's estate reveal about the magnificent Kobe? That one letter was different. Dated just weeks before the helicopter crash, part of it read, "I don't know why, but I keep thinking something's coming. If anything happens, promise me you'll read this only when you're ready." To the world, it was just a real estate deal. But behind the walls of Vanessa Bryant's estate, what they found wasn't just personal. It was a timeless form of grief that had just begun to present itself.